Hey everyone, welcome to the team training. This is the Team Hardcore training. Today is Thursday, September 21st. My name is Janelle Summers, and today's topic is growing your network and therefore growing your business on your Facebook personal page. Now, I want to just say that obviously, this hair is like going, woo, sorry about that. Right now, Insta Stories is a big thing. So is Snapchat. There's obviously so many other platforms, and to know which platform to focus on, here's the thing. Typically speaking, most coaches are best off to start with their Facebook personal page. However, if you are really into Instagram and Instagram is your jam already, go with Instagram. The main thing with this business is that you are reaching out to as many people as possible. You're inspiring as many people as possible. You're helping as many people as possible. And to really grow your business, you have to be growing your network on a daily basis. You have to. If you are always just honing in on your warm market, you're going to hit a dead end. And you might have success with it, a little bit of success in the beginning with your warm market, although honestly, most coaches don't. Most coaches tell me they don't have success with their warm market, and that's actually the norm. But I think some people feel like they might. But even if you are, you will end up hitting a dead end with that. So you have to continually expand your network and move into your cold market. And so even though we're talking about Facebook personal page, when you're expanding your network on your Facebook personal page, we are talking about expanding it into a cold market of people that you don't necessarily know very well and who don't already know, like, and trust you. And you're hoping to connect with those people and build a relationship so that they become more of a warm market. That's always the goal. We talk about cold market versus warm market, but really when we're talking about cold market, really we want those cold market people to become warm market. In other words, we feel like we know them and they feel like they know us. And that's what we want, because the people, at the end of the day, the people that are going to buy from you, join you on your team, be a part of your groups, be a part of your community, who are going to like your culture, all that. Those are the people who know, like, and trust you. Those are the people that are going to want to be a part of what you're doing, that want to be a part of this community. So you really do want to build those relationships. So let's talk about adding to your network on your Facebook personal page. But don't forget about the other social media platforms, and that you can rock out on those other social media platforms as well. So I'm going to give you 5 tips today. Okay, so number 1 is that you have to be adding friends to your Facebook personal page. With the way that Facebook algorithms work right now, Facebook wants its users to see posts from people that you are technically friends with on Facebook. So if you want more people to see your posts on Facebook and to be interacting with those posts, then you want to be Facebook friends with more people. Now, people can follow you on Facebook on your personal page, but to be honest, those people don't see your posts as much because you're not friends. So it's really key to be adding, and I would say anywhere from 3 to 5 new friend requests. Be friend requesting 3 to 5 new people every single day. So that's tip number 1. Be friend requesting 3 to 5 people every single day. Now, if you have what we call massive action days, where maybe it's twice a week, you're friend requesting 10 people or something, that's cool too. Now, I will say this: if you are building your business at a faster pace and you are more aggressive about how quickly you want to build your business, then up your game. Don't make 5, the number that you're aiming for. Maybe it's 10, maybe it's even 20. You have to decide what's right for you. So with those people that you're friend requesting, your next question is probably who do you friend request? So the people that you friend request are, number 1, the people that Facebook suggests. So Facebook will always bring up suggested friend requests. Take a look at those people. Now, with all these people that you're friend requesting, I always want you to look at their profile and make sure it makes sense that you're friend requesting them. Something that you see about their profile, like the type of dog that they have, the fact that maybe they just got married and you just got married, or maybe they just had a baby and you just had a baby, they're really into running and you're really into running. Have a commonality, a reason to want to friend request them. That way it's going to feel more genuine. Remember, remove any agenda that you're trying to sell to this person, or you're trying to get this person in a challenge group, or you're trying to get this person to join your team. Remove any of those agendas. That's not what we're trying to do. When it comes to building a network marketing business, it's about relationships and building a community of people that you like and they like you. And so you have to have, you know, things in common with these people. You have to genuinely want to make new friends. Social media is about being social, so be social. So who do you request? It's the people that Facebook suggests. It's also, you could go to friends of friends list. Now, of course, I'm talking about your friends that are not coaches, right? I think it would be weird to go to another coach's friends list and friend request their friends. I personally would not do that, and I would not train my coaches to do that. I don't know if other coaches train for you to do that, but I would never. I don't ever want to even come close to stepping on another coach's toes. Okay, so I would not recommend that. But I think, like, you know, when Facebook does those suggested friends, that's what they're doing too. They're trying to figure out friends that you would have something in common with. So when you're going through friends list, you know, looking at people that you maybe mutually know, but you're not necessarily friends with on Facebook yet, or people that you have something in common with that you're not necessarily friends with. Okay, so you can friend request those people, but of course, where it makes sense. Like, I wouldn't want to hear from, you know, one of my 80-year-old aunt that she just got friend requested from one of my coaches, and so did my cousin, and so did my mom, and like, I don't know, that would just feel really weird. So, you know, make sure it makes sense who you're friend requesting, and that you have something in common with these people you'd want to associate with. Also, Facebook groups. So whatever you're into, you guys, make a list of 5 to 10 things that you're really into. Maybe it's decor, maybe it's a certain breed of dog, maybe it's a certain kind of cat, maybe it's hiking, whatever it may be. What are those things that you're really into, aside from just fitness? Or aside from just nutrition? Some specific things. Maybe it's a TV show. Like, I love HGTV. I love interior decorating. I love the show Fixer Upper. I mean, a whole bunch of HGTV shows that I love. So find those groups. You literally can go into your Facebook search bar at the top of your Facebook. There's a little search bar, and you can type in there, you know, Fixer Uppers, or you know, hiking in Ohio, or whatever. Well, there's probably not a whole lot of hiking in Ohio, but anyway, you can type in very specific things. That search feature on Facebook it's practically like Google. It's amazing what you can type in there and what will come up. And even once you type something in and something comes up, it'll say, do you want to see posts about this? Do you want to see groups about this? Do you want to see people about this? It gives you like all these different options at the top. So you're looking for Facebook groups that have anywhere from like 300 to 1,000 people in it and that are active. In other words, there have been recent posts in that group. It's not a dead group, and it's not too huge. If it's over 1,000 people, I just feel like you're going to get lost in there. Whereas if it's anywhere from 200 to 1,000, you're going to be able to make some connections. When you post something of value in there, you're going to be able to be seen and get to know some people in there. So I feel like a smaller group is much more helpful. And, you know, some of the things that you're posting on your Instagram, or maybe you have a like page, or even on your personal page, you can copy and paste and put in that group if you think it's something of value to that group. Because remember, when you're friend requesting people and you've got something in common and you're in these groups, if it's about, let's say, the breed of dog that you have, if you're not posting anything about that breed of dog on your personal page, then they may not have a whole lot of interest or ever be engaging on your personal page. So you do want to be posting about these things that you're into on your Facebook personal page, okay? It's not necessarily great on Instagram to do that, because Instagram is much more theme specific, but on your Facebook personal page, yeah. So in these Facebook groups, once you're connecting with some people, friend request them. And, you know, some coaches even just go into the members list of the group and start looking at profiles and just start friend requesting them, whether they've connected with them yet or not. That's up to you. Depends on how many people you want to friend request and how aggressive you want to be. But I will say this, if Facebook finds that you're friend requesting people really fast and you don't have any mutual friends in common, Facebook is going to give you a warning. I luckily have never gotten this warning. I don't do a whole lot of friend requests, especially not anymore, because I'm like right at my max. But if you were to do that really quickly, they're going to give you a warning. If you get that warning, step away, because Facebook is like, this seems very like scamish, you know, or not scamish, but like they don't like that. It seems like you're maybe going to spam them, like your friend request 10 people you don't know and you're going to spam them. So, you know, pay attention to those warnings. I really think they're there for a good reason. So, you know, don't go overboard. Really only friend request people that you feel like you have something in common with. Okay, so I think that's it as far as like who to be friend requesting. But another thing with that search bar is you can actually type in like friends of friends who love running, or friends of friends who like running, friends of friends who like lifting, friends of friends who like water skiing, friends of friends who like surfing, friends of friends who like labs, friends of friends who like, you know, obviously the list goes on. Okay, so, and it'll pull up all these friends. Okay, really cool. Number 2 tip is to be connecting with these people that you friend request. So you can see when people have accepted your friend request. And by the way, if you get too many friend requests out there and they're not being accepted, you can delete those friend requests. You can withdraw those friend requests. But so the second thing is to connect. So 2 days after you have received a friend request accepted, then you connect with them. And you can track friends that have, you know, accepted your friend request on Teamsy or Asana or whatever you use for tracking. That's up to you if you track all of your friends that you've made. I personally never tracked all the friends that accepted my friend request. I never did that. What I specifically tracked were those people that I made the invite to. That's when I started tracking. So I would do this friend requesting and connecting piece, and then I wouldn't add them to my tracking list until I had actually invited them to a challenge group or to the business opportunity to learn more about the business. So once I planted that seed. Now, some coaches track everyone that they friend request, and so you can do that, absolutely. Depends on, you know, which way you want to go with that. But even if you're not doing that, one thing you can do is once you have friends accepted, you can add them to a list. This is really cool. You may not have known this, but over to the left-hand side, and maybe once this is over, if we still have some time, I'll actually do a screen share so you can see on Facebook where I'm talking about. But over to the left-hand side, you can go to your new friends and you can add them to a list. You can add that, there's a little drop down and you can add them to a list and you can create a new list. Maybe the list is going to be September new friends. And next month you'll call them October new friends. And so what that does for you is later on, let's say 2 days from now, I click on that and I go, okay, I want to go connect some more with my September new friends. And then, you know, today's Thursday, maybe on Saturday, I'm like, and today I want to go connect some more with my August friends. You know, and so what you're doing is it's going to show you who those people are, so you can really quickly go to their news feed and comment, compliment, question on some of their posts and connect with them and engage with them. That helps so much because when they're seeing your face and you're on their radar, they start noticing you. They start noticing you in their news feed. They start noticing what it is that you do. And the reason is because you're interested in them. People like people who are interested in them. So you become more interesting to them because you are interested in them. Does that make sense? So you definitely can use that search bar to do, you know, like I said, friends of friends who like whatever, and find, you know, a bunch of people that you can be friend requesting that way, and then adding them to a list, new September friends, new October friends, or some other name that you want to give it, but that's what you can do. So 2 days after that friend request has been accepted, you can connect with them. So you might send them a message, say, hey, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I noticed that we have the same breed of dog. How old is yours? You know, something like that, some kind of connection to just start conversation. And you really have to be genuine. It has to be something that you really do want to talk about. Think about it as if, okay, if this person never becomes a coach of mine or a customer of mine or in my challenge groups, do I care? Do I just want to like talk to this person about dogs? You know, like have a genuine need to want to communicate with people. It doesn't have to be some big long message. It can just be a, hey, thanks. And by the way, how old's your dog? And guys, don't expect that people are always going to like respond right away to your messages. Since it's part of our business to be on social media every day, we're on social media every day, we're checking our inbox messages every day. Other people, not so much. They really don't. So do not take it personally if someone sees a message and they don't reply back, or they haven't responded, opened your message for like a week. I mean, there are so many people that just, they don't check Facebook that often. And some of them even post all the time, but they don't check their inbox very often. Or they do check it, but they're at a light and they're certainly not going to reply while they're driving, or hopefully they're not going to. So don't take it personally, and don't feel guilty about just, you know, maybe a week later, if you got crickets, maybe a week later, restarting conversation. Oh my gosh, I saw your post about your dog. My dog does that too. Did you find a way to train him not to do that? You know, whatever. So something genuine. So number 2 was connect, and organizing your friends list into those groups so that you're not just randomly scrolling the newsfeed. Never randomly scroll the newsfeed, but actually going to your new friends' newsfeed. And we do what's called CCQ, which is comment, compliment, question. So I so need a dress like that. I love the dress that you just wore this past weekend. I saw on your feed. Where did you get it? So that was a comment, compliment, question. Okay, so it's just that kind of stuff to start conversation. Number 3 tip is to be sharing. So this isn't about, you know, adding friends, but it helps you grow your network, meaning your network of people who know, like, and trust you. It helps you build that relationship when you are sharing with your posts every day. So of course we aim for 3 posts a day, but you have to be posting that, you know, posts that are vulnerable, that are valuable, and that are intentional. Okay, vulnerable, valuable, and intentional. Now, you know, they can be humorous, they can be, you know, as far as vulnerable, where you were before you got into fitness, or when you had that rock bottom moment, or when you had that moment where you made a decision to become a coach. What was that? I mean, it's always that, those aha moments, or those rock bottom moments, and where you are today. So that upswing, right? And so that's being vulnerable. And those aren't easy. And guys, don't be worried about judgment. You know, if you're just being honest and you're being truthful, you will not believe how many people respect that, and that you were open about that, and that you were honest about that. And it's not about sharing your dirty laundry, as long as you've always got that upswing and there's a lesson there for others to learn from. So you really have to learn, and it does take practice, but learn to open up and kind of wear your heart on your sleeve. And that's what really inspires people. People are not inspired by perfection. They're inspired by progress. Okay. So be sharing on your personal page, and don't worry about the naysayers or the people who might be negative, or what people might, you know, be judging you on. You're not here in this business to please everyone. Your post shouldn't be speaking to everyone. Your post should be speaking to that like-minded person. Some of my posts that have, you know, like, I really focus on my like page now, which, by the way, you kind of start in the business, you kind of start more with finding people, and then you have to really transition more to attracting people, right? Okay, so again, make that transition. So if you've been in the business longer, you really want to transition more to attraction marketing, but you still have to be making those one-to-one connections. Okay, let me make that clear. It's not like people just start coming to you. You still have to be having those conversations exactly the way I described, okay? And even friend requesting them on Facebook still, you know, all those kinds of things. But anyway, so you're not going to be speaking to everyone. And so on my like page, with the like page, you get insights of what posts do well and what posts don't do well, and how many people unliked your page because of the post, or liked your page, and all these kinds of things. And it's funny because a post of mine that got record number of likes also was the day that I got record number of unlikes of my page. Records on both, they went, which means I was completely honing in on like-minded people, right? Because there were some people that were like, oh, I love that she shared that. That was awesome. Like, it was, you know, like I said, record likes. And then there's a whole bunch of other people that were like, I can't believe she shared that, or I can't, you know what I mean? It turned them off. They weren't my people. So you can't worry about that. You have to just be you and be genuine, and realize that, you know, your posts are not going to speak to everyone, and you wouldn't be doing your job if you were trying to speak to everyone. Number 4 tip is you do have to eventually do the invite. So number 4 is invite. You have to be inviting people to something, especially because you want to give them an opportunity to connect with you more and to understand more what you have to offer and what you can do for them, and give them the opportunity to get to know you better in the process. So typically the invite is going to include an invite either to, maybe you created a freemium. Maybe you have, like I have my Foodspiration ebook. So I'm constantly inviting people to go ahead and download that free Foodspiration ebook that's on JanelleSummers.com, which, by the way, you don't have to have a website. They can just download it. You can have it set up, and I paid someone $200 to do my ebook and to make it downloadable. So I mean, it's not too expensive to pay someone to do something like this. But anyways, for mine, it's on my JanelleSummers.com, and they can download it. So I'm inviting people to download that, or you can invite people to a free group. You don't have to have a fancy website or a fancy ebook. You can be inviting them to a free group that maybe you hold once a month, or maybe you have an ongoing one. I kind of prefer the once a month type of free groups that are 5 days. I think those work really well. So be inviting them to something. So maybe you have a group that's like a podcast group, or it's a running group, or it's a interior decor group, or it's some kind of group like that, something that you're really into and really excited about. And maybe with that group, you regularly and consistently invite them to a fitness related free group. And from there, you regularly and consistently invite them to a challenge group. And from there, you regularly and consistently invite them to the business opportunity. Okay, so it can definitely take that path. Now, that's not to say that there won't be some people that go from this group, the interior decorating group, right to becoming a coach, and they skip the free groups and the challenge group. There are people out there that they're already into fitness. They already are familiar with Beachbody. I mean, who's not? They've already done, their programs and love them. And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know there was a business opportunity. Yeah, I'd love to learn more. So please do not forget that there are those people that are Beachbody fans already, that are in these running groups, interior decorator groups, the type of breed of dog that you have group, whatever kind of group, they're in those groups too. They're already Beachbody fans. They think Beachbody is an awesome company, puts out great products and programs, and they didn't know there was a business opportunity attached to it. And they need a different career, or they want supplemental income or whatever. So just don't forget that there is that path. And then there are also those people that'll go, oh, I'd love to learn more. So you just have to be having those conversations and learning what it is that people do. But you have to ask. You have to ask, would you be interested in being in my free group? Would you be interested in learning more about that business opportunity? And you have to ask based on a need. So maybe you heard this person in the interior decorating group say something about, oh yeah, I really need to redo our kitchen the way it's set up right now. I just want to, constantly be at the fridge or whatever. So something that relates interior decor to fitness or health or nutrition. And so those are your opportunities. Always be listening for clues. Okay, but you have to do invites daily. So number 4, with the invite tip, you have to be inviting daily. I really feel like you need to be inviting people to, something fitness, nutrition, health related, 2 to 3 people per day. I feel like unless you're a brand new coach, you need to be introducing the business opportunity, planting the seed, at least planting the seed of the business opportunity one-to-one with, I would say, 5 people per week. So that's going to feel like every day. Okay, because I would just plan on it every day, and every now and then you're going to have a day where you don't, and it'll end up being 5 times a week. If you plan on doing it once a day, one person a day, like part of your power hour, planting the seed of working this business and planting that seed with someone once a day, which is 7 days a week, you will end up hitting that 5 days a week, 5 different people per week. And tracking, it's so incredibly key that whoever you are inviting to anything that you track on Asana or Google Doc or Teamzy. We've done a training on that. If you're not familiar with Teamzy, go to JanelleSummers.com and log in with Team Hardcore and fitness as the password and look up the training that Rachel Bodie did on Teamzy. It was awesome, like amazing. So be tracking those people, because tip number 5, you have to do follow-ups. You guys, it's something like some crazy statistic, like 80% of the people that end up buying or joining do so after 5 to 7 points of contact. So think about the people that you have invited to a challenge group or invited to learn more about the business or invited to a glimpse into coaching, did you really have 5 to 7 points of contact with them about it? Probably not. So one thing that I hear all the time is that they get crickets. And that's understandable. Think about when you had to, like, if it's about the business opportunity, especially, think about the decision process it was for you. Most coaches, myself included, were skeptical at first. And we weren't like, oh yeah, that sounds amazing. Sign me up. Where do I sign up? What do I do? I want to do this. No, most of us were very skeptical and thought it sounded too good to be true. Didn't think that they could be good at being a coach for some reason, and just thought it was too far-fetched. And oh yeah, you make a whole lot of money, right? And saw all these successful coaches. I can't be like them. I'm not like them. That's what I thought. That's what they're thinking too. They're going, I see your posts. I couldn't do that. I see you doing these fitness videos. I couldn't do that. I see you on camera, live, Facebook Lives. I couldn't do that. I see, and they're watching everything you do and they're going, I couldn't do that. And I get that. You guys probably get that now too. And maybe you're even at that point, but those are the types of feelings that you have before you've joined, before you've made the commitment. And so there's all these barriers. It's like this brick wall that people have, or some people have called it an onion, and you have to peel back the layers of the onion and find out really what would be their why, what would be their reason for wanting to do this business. Because when someone has a strong enough why, think about it. When you want to do something for your family, for your kids, for your husband, for your wife, for your mom, for your dad, and it's so strong, that why is so deep within you, like it makes you want to cry, you'll do anything. And especially when you're like, okay, this thing that I could do, it actually helps other people at the same time. And I really just need to get over my fears. And I really just need to, not worry about judgment and put myself out there to help other people. And it's all for my family, or it's all for so I can come home, from this job that's stressing me out, not making me happy. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, but those are the layers you have to peel back. You have to find out what's their situation, what drives them, what makes them happy. Because so many people are living this adult life and they're like running the rat race, and they've forgotten that there's other options out there and there might be a better way to do things. And sometimes it takes them hitting an all-time low. And then they're like, Sarah, you talked to me about this like 6 months ago, and I'm at a point in my life where I need to change. So yeah, I want to hear more about this business opportunity. But Sarah, if you've not been talking to her recently and someone else has, and she's going to go to that person that's been connecting with them, and that is on her radar when she hits that all-time low and she really needs help. So number 5 is the follow-up. And so if you want a system of follow-up, I would say, after you've got an accepted friend request, 2 days later is when you connect. A week later, connect again. Invite them to some type of group, like a free group. Doesn't necessarily need to be a challenge group right away, but offer some type of value, some type of way for them to benefit, some type of value. Maybe it's your freemium. And then invite them from there to your challenge group or learning more about the business opportunity. But I always say, wait till you know their need, because then your invite sounds so much more, it has impact, it has purpose behind it, because you know their needs. And that's why you're saying, would you be interested in doing this? Have you ever considered being a part of an accountability group? Have you ever considered starting an online business to help you with blank? Because we always want to be solving problems for people or helping people solve problems versus pushing a product or pushing a group on them or pushing something in particular on them that they never said they wanted in the first place. That's like my pet peeve, is when someone is like trying to push something on me and I'm like, I never said I needed that. So why do you keep pressuring this? So make sure that you find that need first. That's so incredibly just important, to be constantly asking questions like a consultant when you're connecting with them. My one rule of thumb is not to leave a message without asking another question. Like, by the way, how's your son that just had surgery? Or by the way, how was that exam? By the way, something to keep conversation going and keep building that relationship. But again, that 5th tip was to be following up once you have invited them to whatever it may be, doing those follow-ups, because that is absolutely critical. And when you get crickets from people, restart conversation, a week or two later, restart conversation. So with follow-up, you can plan to do a follow-up 2 days after that invite, then a week later, and then 2 weeks later, and then 3 weeks later. And then you might, if you're still, sensing that they're just really not interested, oh my gosh, let it be, but continue to conversate. If you've met them because of interior decorating, then continue to conversate about interior decorating. They might have as long as they think you're cool and you're not pushy, and the way you do things is, with authenticity, they're going to refer other people to you, right? It's all how you make people feel. Don't get too caught up in scripts and what exactly to say. Get caught up in how that other person feels, how you're making them feel. What if you were on the other side of that conversation? What would you want to hear? What would make you feel good? Really, before I send messages, I try and take a step back and I think about their actual situation and what they have going on. And I think, honestly, if I was in that situation, what would I need to do? What would I want to hear? What would be some solutions that I would try and think of? Like, I really try and put myself in their shoes. And if I don't know their situation, I hear a lot of times from coaches, well, she said this, what do I say? When you don't know what to say, it's typically because either A, you're thinking you're supposed to say something, a certain thing to like have a certain sales strategy, and you're not. What you're supposed to say is what you are sensing is coming across from the other end. And if you don't know, it's because you haven't asked enough questions. If you really don't know what to say, it's probably because you don't know their situation enough, and you don't know where they're coming from, and you don't know where they stand on things, and you don't know their perspective. So you haven't taken enough time to ask those questions like, oh, well, what are you actually struggling with? Or do you like to work out at the gym, or do you like to work out at home? What types of workouts do you like to do? Is it really the nutrition? And what about the nutrition do you struggle with? Is it that you're skipping meals too often, or you're grazing throughout the day, or what actually are the struggles? So really becoming that consultant and asking questions, because then when you do an invite, or you suggest and say, hey, given what you just said, have you ever considered starting an online business to help you stay accountable? Or given what you just said, have you ever considered joining like a free accountability group? And we do one for 5 days, and we all just support each other, and it just really helps you kind of kickstart things. If you ever consider being in something like that to help, so just throwing out some solutions based on their needs. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. I can't see your questions today. I'm so sorry, I did not get set up for that. So please let me know your questions in the Coach Success Facebook group. I'm gonna glance at my notes real quick and just see if I forgot anything. No, I think that's it. But let me know if you have any questions on our Coach Success Facebook page. And again, this was regarding Facebook. We'll have another one that's more geared towards Instagram. And we actually have had some really great ones geared towards Instagram. So you can find those on JanelleSummers.com. Again, the username is Team Hardcore and the password is fitness. Thank you so much for getting on. I hope that you finish the rest of your month strong, and we will see you next week. Oh, and hope to see you at the Super Saturday this weekend. Again, my sister is going to be at the Toledo Super Saturday. I think it's sold out. I'm sorry. But I hope you're getting to a Super Saturday. Go to your online office, teambeachbody.com, and click on events to find the Super Saturday near you.